10:30? We're on the record in case D, 581632, Berry versus Johnson. State your name for the record, please.
Terrance Berry.
Okay. Who do we have over here?
Elena Johnson.
And who's this?
This is my mother. It's record.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I can't let you sit up there. I wasn't sure who you were. I wasn't sure if you were an attorney or what. Were you going to say something?
I filled out a paper. I came to self-help,
Uh-huh.
and I said, what do I do when the next court comes? And they said, I said, do I bring like character witnesses? And they had me fill out a paper.
I saw your list of witnesses. They don't sit with you up here. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah. She has to sit. That's okay. No, you just wouldn't know that. So, but I don't need your witnesses just yet. This is just a return hearing from family mediation. We sent you there, but there was no agreement reached, as I understand it. Correct? Then also, this is the time set for the case management conference. At this case management conference, what we do is we determine what kind of time do you need for trial. Is there any kind of exchange or information that you're going to that's going to take place before we go to trial? When would you be ready for trial? And then we can set a trial. So that's what today is about. Then your list of witnesses would come into play at the trial, like those people would come with you at trial.
Okay, so the bailiff just told me that there's no children allowed. The
Correct? Not in here.
teenager that I brought is not our child together, but she's 16 and she was a part of the household. Is she not able to be listed?
There are rules that you have to follow if you want someone under 16 or under 18, excuse me, to be a witness. So you're going to have to read the rules regarding child witness testimony.
Okay.
Okay. And you have to follow those rules. And if you're going to do that, then you're going to need at least 60 days. There's a whole 60-day process that needs to happen. So on your side, do you know how many witnesses you're going to call? Or
I was just with me.
you? Okay.
Yep.
And Mom, I assume you'll ask her questions too?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, so let's put them, let's see, we have a 90-day, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon setting. Let's see what we've got. How about, let's see, if we have, what's this month right now? 90's in August, right?
Mid-August.
Okay, so we can do August 14th at 3 p.m. Would you be able to do that?
Sure.
Would you be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll set you for August. It's going to be a short trial setting. I don't think this should take more than a couple of hours. August 14th at 3 p.m. Bring with you your witnesses, and that'll give you enough time if you're going to request do a notice of child witness or request a child to testify by alternative means. You'll have to look at the rules to see how that's done.
As far as any type of exhibits that I need to submit, do I still have the opportunity to do that? 'Cause I
Yeah,
know-
so that doesn't come, those don't come until way later. So let me tell you how this works. So your discovery period, and what that means is the time frame where you exchange information, okay? Produce what it is that you intend to bring to trial. So if you have exhibits, documents, what have you, you need to produce them to him during the discovery period. And if you have any documents, you need to produce them to her, okay, during the discovery period. The discovery period is going to be 60 days. So it's going to end 30 days prior to trial. Trial set again for August 14th. So we'll say discovery closes July 14th, okay? After that, you're going to have a pretrial memo that you need to file. The pretrial memo must be filed 14 days before trial. And you must exchange the you must prepare basically your exhibit book for trial. You're gonna, on your end, you're gonna number them. On your end, you're gonna letter them. So you're gonna tab them in a folder. Let me show you what it looks like. Let's just say it looks like this. It's gonna have tabs on the side, okay? You're gonna put letter tabs, you're gonna put number tabs. Whatever documents you intend to produce at trial. They need to also have been produced during discovery. So you'll, like I said, number yours, you'll letter yours. You'll turn them into the court 3 days before trial. You'll exchange them between the two of you 7 days before trial. Okay? So I'll repeat that. Discovery closes 30 days before trial. Discovery closes 30 days before trial. Pre-trial memos are due 14 days before trial. You'll exchange your exhibits and witness lists 7 days before trial, and you'll submit them to my court, drop them off upstairs on the 3rd floor 3 days before trial. Okay? So that's how that works.
Is there anything stated in all of this, or should I just?
It's gonna be in the minutes. If you want the minutes, you can copy them, you can get a copy of the minutes later. But it wouldn't hurt to take the notes down as well.
Could I approach?
You need a pen?
Yeah,
Sure. Come on up.
thank you.
Uh-huh. So, again, discovery closed 30 days before trial. Pre-trial memos 14 days before trial. Exhibits and witness lists should be exchanged between the two of you 7 days before trial. And then submitted to the court 3 days before trial so we can mark them for trial. In the meantime, what kind of schedule are you following? Or are you following any kind
As
of
far as,
We don't have a schedule.
as far as custody or anything like that, no?
I'm not allowed to see my daughter. That's the schedule we're following.
He's not allowed to see his daughter because, as I'll state in my exhibits, I do not trust the house that he lives in, which is currently his sister's house.
With this current what?
It's his sister's house.
And why don't you trust the house that he lives in?
Because I don't like the way that they treat children in the house. They smoke marijuana in the house. You can smell it from the door. I've just witnessed children being handled unlike what me and Terrance would have before when we were together. I have offered several times to try and figure out some other way, but as far as my daughter staying the night there or spending an excessive amount, that's the reason why we're here today. It's not that I don't want Terrance to see her. It makes me feel very sad that we're in the situation that we're in, but I don't trust the house. It's nothing personal, completely personal against him.
Everything she said is false.
Like what?
My sister doesn't live there. Nobody smokes marijuana around any kids. There are no kids in the household anymore anyway.
So who lives there?
Me and my brother.
Okay, his sister moved, the apartment is in his sister's name. She stays with probably her significant other, but it's still her home and she can come home at any time. In my exhibits is what I have and I had prepared here. I have text messages from Terrance. I'm saying, Terrance, I don't like the fact that they smoke weed in the house. He says, they don't smoke around the kids. They go in the back room, close the door, but you can still smell marijuana all through the house and even when you walk up to the front door. That I have a text message of him admitting to that. She can come back whenever she wants to. It is technically still her house. She's just not there all the time anymore.
So are you saying that they're under the influence and so
I'm saying
concerned
that
about
I
their
have
ability to...
witnessed his sister. Okay, I've seen kids that were under his brother's care. We showed up unannounced one time, and there were two small children, one of which is my daughter's current age now.
Mhm.
She was starving, like she was hungry. She wasn't starving to death, but she was hungry. She had a diaper that was so full that it wasn't even touching her private parts anymore. And I had to go and change her diaper. We just showed up unannounced. The type of environment that house is, I want to resolve this, but I just can't, and we did have an arrangement prior to this, but I felt as though either, not that I ever thought that he would not take care of our child. He was a very good father when we were together, and I would never think, but she's come home with diaper rashes that the skin was rubbing off of her butt. She came home with urine all the way up her shirt. And all of this I have proof of in my exhibits, and I want to resolve it. I'm not trying to make it to where he can't ever see his daughter.
Okay, so let's set up at least some interim contact somewhere else then, so that at least he's spending time with her until I can actually hear testimony and everybody can tell me what's what. Is there
I'm willing to do anything. I don't care. I don't have to.
Is there another location? Are there short number of hours that we can, look, at the end of the day, if he says, well, you can come over to my house, check everything out, see that nobody's there, and he can come over for 3 or 4 hours, then you're not talking about lengthy periods of time where you're going to have the diaper issues and I'm not saying you're going to allow that. And it doesn't sound like she thinks she want to allow that either, but I just need to make sure I institute contact. And I don't have any motions, and no one's filed any motions, so it's hard, and you probably don't understand what I mean by that, but it's hard for me to know all your backstory without certain filings, and they haven't been filed. So all I have is your just initial filing and your response. So I just need to set up some contact, and in the interim. And if someone decides to file a motion, I can maybe hear a little more or see a little more. I know that doesn't make any sense. You're both looking at me like...
The thing is, she just knows how to talk really well. But
No.
Nothing is true.
Okay. I don't know, or I don't... Okay, so some of this stuff concerns me, right? Now,
Obviously.
marijuana is legal. So now I have to look at it from the perspective of, is someone exposing the child to it, is someone not able to function, just like if someone were drinking excessively. But to say that the child can't be in a home where it's utilized, I can't do that regarding someone that drinks either. But I just want to make sure that the child's well taken care of. Now, if the child's coming home with urine up to here and diaper full and not hungry and all that, again, just an allegation. But she also says you're a good dad, and she didn't ever expect...
He doesn't smoke weed himself.
Okay.
That's what
I'm not trying to...
My daughter is always
slander
under
him.
my care.
Okay, look, if your sister... Does your sister have access to your house still?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it the sister that's she's the one that's smoking the marijuana and you're worried about?
Her and his little brother that lives with him.
She doesn't smoke weed. My little brother does.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
I've seen her do it.
Well, obviously,
And
the
that's me
goal
that-
would be to keep your child away from marijuana.
Nobody smokes around my daughter, and that's a rule. Nobody.
I've seen them.
They don't
I've
even
seen
smoke
other
in the
children
house
be
with-
smoked around. And
My daughter, I'm not speaking
Okay,
about
so
any other children.
if I order that there's no smoke around your child, or else you're going to end up,
It's already, yes, you can order that, but it's already a rule. Nobody smokes in the house or around my daughter.
So it's just
period.
you and your brother now,
Yes.
and your sister doesn't come back, or comes back only when?
She just comes to get clothes. She still has clothes there,
she
that's
still
it.
lives there.
She's living with her boyfriend. But look, she's allowed to live there. Look, I can't stop people from living with people that they want to live with. I can only order that you do certain things or not do certain things around your child.
That's fine.
Is there some type of thing as well as for us to be the only people to discipline our child
yeah.
as far as because I know her parenting
Yeah,
style,
you two should be the only two that discipline your child.
and I've seen her pop small children in the mouth.
But
because
nobody's
of
touched
him.
your child, correct?
No.
Okay. So, you're the only one to discipline, you're the only one to discipline.
So me and her only.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
Unless you two agree on something else.
Okay.
But for now, during the pendency of the action, this is what I'm telling you, so that way everybody's okay with, because look, at the end of the day, if you know, he's the only one disciplining in his house, there's no marijuana to be smoked around the child right now,
Ever.
okay, ever, but while I'm making orders, none, okay? And we can establish some parameters and some time frames for him to spend time with your child. It's like, look, I totally get you wanting to protect your child, but he's gotta be the one that does it when the child's in his care. And I think you believe too that he wants your child to be safe. I don't think he doesn't
Well, the
want
only
that.
thing that because when we first were trying to come up with a co-parenting plan,
Uh-huh.
I said, can we just get together and talk about, now that you live at Cambria's house, can we just get together and talk about, do's and don'ts? And I was met with resistance for about a month. No, you're not gonna control me. And I'm like, I'm not trying to control you. I just want us to be on the same page.
Right,
So we did that, and that's how we had a plan.
okay,
And she was going over there, and he was the best dad when we were together. But when I start seeing her come, with terrible diaper rashes, which I have pictures of, the skin is coming off her butt, pee, to me, I think either he's changed his whole way of thinking, or someone else is watching my kid. When we were in mediation, they were asking, well, what kind of time are you looking for? And he said that he's about to start a job for like 12 hours a day, plus he drives Lyft. So if he's asking for 4 days, that was his initial complaint, 4 days a week, who's going to be watching my child?
okay,
That's
so
what scares me.
that was my next question. What kind of schedule are you looking for?
My schedule is very flexible. I put that on hold just for this. Okay,
You
if I
put
get
what on hold?
The truck driver training. That's what.
Okay,
that's what was going to require.
but you're gonna ultimately need a job, right?
I have a job.
Okay, okay, so help me out. Tell me then what your current job is.
I drive for Lyft.
Okay, so that's your only job at this
Yes.
point? Okay. So it is flexible,
Very flexible.
okay.
And we did have a schedule, but the schedule was always lenient towards what she wanted. So I came up with
Okay,
a
so,
plan.
well, so tell me then what kind of schedule makes sense, sort of in the interim, so we can get to the trial date. What makes sense for you?
The perfect plan, because she works from, I guess, 7 in the morning to 4:30 or something like that.
Mm-hmm,
And I can work whenever. I would pick up my daughter at 6 o'clock in the morning. At 6 o'clock in the morning, keep her until she gets off. At 4:30, drop her off around 5. I can work from 5:30 to 5 or 6 in the morning. Pick my daughter up again.
He's
well,
on-
when do you sleep?
When my daughter gets there, I can sleep
Well,
for a
he's
few
driving.
hours while she's there.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So you're gonna sleep?
I can cut
What
short.
if she's awake and she needs somebody to pay attention to
Well,
her?
yeah, obviously I'm there.
I mean, you can't literally have your child for 10 hours and then work for 14
Well,
hours.
5:30
That's
to 4, 5:30 to 3. I can cut short, sleep a few hours, go pick up my daughter at 6. We did it. It works.
He's offered that to me before, and to me, I feel like I'm putting my job in his hands, because she goes to daycare. I pay $620 a month for her to go to daycare.
Mhm.
I'm putting my job in his hands. If he doesn't wake up, if his car breaks down, whatever it is, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you've been driving all night, he's gonna start interfering with my work.
She
And
can
I've
say,
told him that
you
before.
can say if about anything. You can say you'll miss work if her car breaks down or you don't wake
Yeah,
up.
but I'm putting it
But
in
I'm
order.
there.
But if you keep the daycare on,
He's not helping me pay daycare either.
I can't see
He
my
hasn't
daughter.
given
Why
me
would
a
I help?
dime.
Can't even see her.
all right, so can we set up some time during the week can you pick up from daycare?
Yeah, I can pick up like I said, my schedule's flexible. I'm willing to do whatever. She's not.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to come up with some times that you would be able to see her that doesn't interfere in her time. You have free time, then you can work when she's got the child. So, let's see here. I was just looking to see if I don't have any financial information on him. get him a form, financial disclosure form? And what are your days off?
The weekend.
Weekends, Saturday, Sunday. Do you typically work more on Saturday and Sundays? Because they're busy times
I
for
work every day. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I work every day the same.
Do you know where the daycare is?
Yes.
I'm gonna need Ty, will you provide him a financial disclosure form so he can
Yes.
fill that out for me? Alright. Let's,
Thank
when was the last time when was the last time you had your daughter?
you. 2 months ago.
Alright.
Your Honor,
What's
can I
that?
just ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me that there's a form that you could fill out. I mean, I would just like it if I could have something that states that after this point, whatever is decided in this hearing and in
Future hearings,
to come, that I do not get harassed, because I've had threats against me. I've had.
Give him a mutual behavior order. Okay, we're gonna issue a behavior order so everybody minds their P's and Q's, treats each other with respect. Do you want to utilize a communication program where the parties, you two can communicate through a program and exchange information through the program so that you have, sort of track your communications that way?
Sure.
If there's any, you would like that, okay, we'll do talking parents as well. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll order that you utilize the program. So unless it's an emergency, try to utilize the program for everything. If there's any health information regarding the child care, requests to visit, or anything that relates to your child and her welfare.
Will this court decide on child support?
Pardon me?
Will this court decide on child support?
Yeah, that was why I just gave him the financial disclosure form, because I don't have one from him. So what I was thinking about doing was just setting some sort of interim time for the next few weeks, have him file the financial disclosure form. We can come back in like 30 days and kind of get him back on track, see how things go, reestablish contact, and see if we need to make any adjustments, and then come up with sort of a more permanent schedule. And then we have a trial date, so we know when you're coming back for trial. But in the meantime, I can set some interim child support orders, but I just don't have the information from him. So how about, I'm thinking like a 4-week return date. And so let's talk about this week. What I think I'm going to do is, let's see, Monday. What time do you get off, Mom?
I get up at 4:30.
Okay. So why don't we, and you have the child in the daycare already, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, Dad, what I think I want to do is set it up so that you pick up from daycare and drop to daycare, so Mom can pick up at daycare. We'll do that for a few weeks and get this sort of back on track, and then that way the two of you don't have to come in contact with one another at this point anyway, and we'll establish a better schedule down the road, but at least to get you back having visits with all of the do's and don'ts that we've already set out about what goes on at your house. Let's say from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
What's that?
10 a.m. to 4, hold on. That's going to be your day when you pick up your child. So you're going to get some sleep. You're going to do your work. You're going to get some sleep. Then you're going to go pick up your child. You can pick up from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you're going to pick up later, that's not a problem because she's not there. Doesn't matter. But you need to have the child back by 4 p.m. so Mom can pick up at 4:30.
Okay.
Okay, does that work?
Yes.
Okay. And let's do that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. This next week, we arranged for my mother to be, to watch
Okay.
the child.
Uh-huh.
But the week after that, she goes to her regular daycare.
Okay, so he needs to pick up, when, is that this week currently you're talking about? Okay, can he pick
Because-
up from your mom?
Yeah,
this
because
week?
she's on a vacation and
Okay,
That way I don't
that's
have to
fine.
pay for it.
Yeah, sure, no, I understand, I just need to make sure I know that where he needs to pick up, so, do you have contact with her mom, or can he have contact with your mom?
Yes.
Okay, do you know how to get a hold of her?
Yeah.
Okay, so so then your daughter will be at your mom's house?
Mhm.
Okay,
Which is where she'll be.
okay,
Oh,
well, she's
yeah.
gonna be at work,
Okay.
she's gonna be at work, so, alright, so how about we do tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, let's do 3 days this week, and let's do the same thing the following week, but let's do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And let's do that for, let's say 3 weeks, and we'll have a return date, we'll come back here so I can look at his financial disclosure form. And we can talk more about schedules and what works for you, because you're now gonna have to implement sleep time, work time, child time, and you won't have any contact during the week, but this week you'll go to grandma's house, pick up tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday.
Let me make sure, so this week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, next week,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, correct, and the following
And then
week,
following week,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we'll come back the week after that, and we'll talk some more, okay? We'll see how that went, we'll see what works in terms of you, Dad, implementing sleep, work, child.
When's the return day?
We're gonna get to that right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be June 11th at 11 a.m.
Okay. That'll get you back on track, at least to spend some time with her during the week, and then allow you to still work, allow you to get some sleep. I just don't want you to be operating on no sleep, trying to take care of a 2-year-old, and then, again, at the house, just make sure that you're the one taking care of her, you're the one disciplining, and those kinds of things, so, but I don't have any concerns right now, I think that, the constellation of the home, the way it looks right now, I mean, you know what I'm looking for, so,
Yeah.
all right,
So this needs to be returned to you,
before then, okay, so if you would file that by, what's the date again?
June
Third, okay.
11th.
So, just have that filed by, you could have that filed by June 3rd, that would be wonderful, so 3 weeks from today.
okay.
Okay? Alright, so we'll let you go, you know what your plan is. So, if you're not going to pick up at 10, you just need to let Grandma know.
Okay,
Again, just make sure child's back by 4, so that when Mom gets home, child's back, okay?
okay. And,
Right.
for this, can I get help filling this out, because it varies from how much I make and the times I drive and,
Right? I mean, I think the best, I don't know how they pay you or how that
Yeah.
works, but if there's some way you can show me averages, if you want to, I don't know if there's a printout or something
Yeah,
that
I
you
can
get
do
from
that.
them, if you can, whatever it is that you can attach to give me a better idea over the long haul, so
Okay.
that I can look at averages,
okay,
okay? Because that would be the best bet.
that works.
All right. And then I have yours already, so I'll take a look at everything when we come back, okay?
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. Take care, guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.